Hey guys, so today we're going to continue to breaking down the programming series, and we're going to discuss intensity as it pertains to loading. So let's first look at this chart here, where we look at the intensity of a percent movement max compared to the volume, which would be repetitions. Alright, so looking at the program, we see that 70 to 75% intensity relates to 12 to 20 reps, 80-85% would be 6 to 12 reps, and then 90 to 100% would be 1 to 6 reps. All right, this all changes depending on what phase your client's in and what their goals are. Okay, so someone looking for strength training, like we discussed yesterday and the day before, will be mostly in that 90 to 100% intensity. Someone looking for strength endurance would be 70 to 75%, and then someone in the hypertrophy phase, which remember we talked about 6 to 12 reps, would be 80 to 85%. Okay, and then there's different types of loading, which we'll talk about now. So that can vary throughout the year while they're training with you. So let's talk about linear versus wave versus load leaping. We have one is linear, so it's just progressively increasing the intensity and decreasing the volume. So we have diagram 1 here, and you see the dots represent the intensity. So everything in that red represents the intensity going up, and as the intensity goes up, the volume comes down. So you see that these red lines up higher than that, and then the max, right? So that goes up, and then the volume comes down. That's just how linear loading is. So that might be a phase that you want to put your client through. You can mess around with these different types of loading phases. 2, we have wave loading. So it's just alternating sets of like greater intensities and then sets with greater loads. So we have a low intensity and a higher intensity and a higher intensity. It's a 3 to 1 wave load, right? So 3 weeks, right? So 3 intervals here, and then we'll start back with that same interval. So we'll have, say this is maybe 40%, 60, 80, then we come back to 40, 60, 80. And what it does is that once you get to this 80% here, you come back down to the 40, it makes that 40% of load seem a lot lighter. So now, if you say you're doing 40-pound dumbbell presses for 40%, now when you come back to this phase, you might be at about 45, 50 pounds. So you just get stronger with that, with whatever rep range that is, as you do the wave loading. So again, intensity and volume always had that inverse relationship, like we discussed. Right, so intensity, again, just the weight, right, and the volume is repetition, always had that inverse relationship. And then, okay, so we have the wave loading here. This is just one type of wave loading, and then the load leaping is another type of wave load, but it's like specific to clients that are looking to maintain hypertrophy or size, muscle mass, and also like increase their neural drive, right? So we'll have a client mostly in that 75 to 85, 90, 95% intensity, but you just load it. So every 2 weeks, we'll change the wave load. We'll change the intensity. So we have, let's say this is 75, then we might come up to like 90, come down to 85, go up to 95. Keep them in that range where they're still around that 6 to 12 reps, right? It could be like the high end, could be the mid range, could be the peak, but they're always around that hypertrophy range, but still, once you get to that peak, you get into that strength phase, and that's where you really increase the neural drive. Once you get to the minimum, like say the 12 reps, 12 to 14 maybe, that's when you start really working like the muscular system, like we discussed yesterday when we talked about the neural drive versus muscular drive, right? Working the two different types of systems in the body. All right, so we discussed the linear, wave, and then load leaping. Those are the types of, progressions and just types of loading. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Also, check out our website, DekhanaWellness.com. Thanks.